Hello, everyone, and my name is Jesse Grisham, the Director of External Truck Operations for Quikrete. I appreciate y'all jumping on this YouTube video here to go over the bid templates. There's been quite a bit of questions regarding how to correctly fill out the bids. I want to do a step-by-step and walk through both bid templates, brackets, and point-to-points, and explain exactly how the bid process works. I want to go over bundles and try to clear up any confusion. This is my side of the RFQ, so this is not how your template looks, but I'm going to download the brackets and download the point-to-points. And from there, we will be able to walk through each template, and I'll give you my input how to properly fill these out. To start out, we'll look at the brackets, rate by brackets. Before I continue, let me also explain, it is not required to fill out both brackets and point-to-points. Some operating companies, their rates are going to be by point-to-point. Some companies, like Rinker and Contech, they're going to have brackets. Some companies are going to have both. So if you download the bracket template and you don't see anything, it's most likely because based off of the equipment you entered and the states that you entered, those operating companies don't have brackets for those locations, or vice versa. If based off of the scope that you put truck equipment and capacity in a state, they may not have point to points, they only have brackets. So both templates are used. The project was so large, we were not able to put all the bids into one Excel template. So that's why we have one template for brackets and one template for point to points. Okay, so let's go ahead and download the bracket template. All right, when we open up the template, we see the instructions already listed here. Please be sure we are not including fuel surcharge on our rates, okay? No fuel surcharge. This is rates before fuel. I have pneumatic tankers, and I see the pneumatic brackets pneumatic tab. First thing you're going to see is the origins. So all of the plants are going to be listed beside each other. Again, the plants are going to be visible if there is bracket tables based off of the origin state you put capacity in. So this is Ashland, Virginia. Argo's in Ashland. If I put that I had pneumatic tankers in Virginia, then this is going to be available. I see the brackets here, 0 to 5. The forecast is expressed in short tons, and the required rate is dollar by short ton. Okay, so here's the forecast, 3,987. I know that the annual forecast in short tons is almost 4,000 tons. It's telling me to put in $1 per short ton rate. This is a total random rate. If I put in $8, I'm saying $8 before fuel is what my rate is, 0 to 5 miles in Ashland, Virginia. If I go ahead and start putting a rate in for 0 to 5, I am asking that you keep it consistent all the way down. Especially for pneumatic, I want it all the way to 400. I want volume all the way to 400. You may not see volume associated, but that's going to put your rates in place because we will have new jobs, new lanes that pop up. We'll have a rate associated we'll have a rate associated TMS for you in 2026. So you may go 850, 9. I'm going to go ahead and put those in. So now my rates for Ashland are done. I'm not asking that you fill out every mileage bracket. It's only the brackets you want to fill out. So same thing for the Atlanta plant. I see here 109, which is 110 tons. That is the annual forecast. Dollar per short ton and short tons. So same ordeal. If you want to fill out Argos Atlanta, you go ahead and fill out 0 to 5. 5 to 10, I'm saying $8, $8.25 from 10 to 15, and so on. I started filling it out. I'm going to fill it out the entire way. This is how the brackets are done for pneumatic. Okay? We can move over to Contec. If I put that I had trucks, flatbed trucks in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I will have Contec Albuquerque available for bid. Similar to pneumatics, except this is now with loads. Forecast expressed in loads. What is the required rate? $1 per load before fuel surcharge. Here is Adelanto. This is saying between 0 to 5 miles, Contec Adelantos had 2 loads per year. Okay? I'm not saying you have to go and fill out all the way to 2,900 miles. I'm not saying that. What I would prefer is you put in a rate of 250, 275. I want you to stay consistent in how you are going about and entering your rates. If you only want to go to, 400 miles, that's fine. But don't go in and start just putting in random rates and leaving blanks. If once you stop, you stop. I don't want you putting 1625 here for 400 miles and then putting something random here at 900. Keep it consistent. You do not have to fill out the entire way down, but I would like for you to go a pretty good ways and staying consistent and not skipping around. Okay? I hope that clears that question up. So the tabs down here, it has brackets pneumatic. You can have Contec. We have brackets for flatbed, rink, or pipe, similar to Contec. You do not have to fill out all the way to 2,000 miles. I do ask, though, that if you do start filling out 0 to 5, you stay consistent until you're ready to stop. If you only want to go to 200 miles because you know your trucks are not going to go longer than 200 miles, then you can stop. But you do not. This is what I don't want. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I just want to make sure this is clear. I don't want you to go through and put in rates, skipping lines. They need to stay consistent. It needs to stay consistent to where you're putting in rates, and once you realize you want to stop, you stop. You don't skip over 165 to 170 to put in a rate here for $1,000 at 170. If you're going to put a rate in here, then you need to put a rate also before it. Okay? We have flatbed, rink, or precast. We have U.S. pipe. Then you have our dumps here. I've had a lot of questions asked me what AMC Georgia is. That is American Materials, located in Georgia. American Materials, located in South Carolina. This is our Boxley plant, located in Virginia. We have boom trucks. We have cranes, low boys, single bids, single drops, double drops. I've had a request about putting in step decks. I'm going to put in a flatbed. I'm going to put in a mileage table for step decks as well. I'll get that updated here shortly. Okay, so another question people might be asking is, how do the bundles work? The bundles is something that really need to be taken advantage of. Let's see here. Essentially, for the bundles, you're going to look here and see AMC Georgia. You're telling me here what percentage of volume you're willing to put a discounted rate for. Okay, so if you're saying that if I gave you 75% of AMC Georgia, I gave you 25% of Argos Ashland, and I also gave you 100% of Cordeal, as long as we meet these percentage requirements by you, you'll provide a 5% discount on all volume associated with those plants. So we're going to give you 100% of Cordeal, but we have to also give you 25% of Ashland and also 75% of AMC Georgia. You're going to provide 5% off of the rates, the table rates that you already inputted in for that mileage bracket. You can do this for 3 different types of bundles. So this bundle may include those 3. And then for bundle number 2, you may still want to include Ashland for 25%, but you also want to look at Harleyville. You said Harleyville, they've got a lot of volume. I want 65% of that volume. That's 87,000 tons of volume. If you will provide an 8% discount if we're able to give you that amount of volume for 2026. That is how the mileage brackets work. I'm hoping that I'm answering any questions that y'all may have. I know there was questions regarding Canada lanes for Rinker or Canada lanes for Quikrete. Provide your rate as if the Canadian lanes were delivering in, or the mileage tables for Canada were delivering in Canada. Anything leaving Canada going into the U.S., we'll provide spot rates at the time, or I'll try to get more point-to-point rates updated into the bid template. Now, we will look at the point-to-point lanes. All right. Point-to-point bid lanes. I have a little bit of instructions here that you can follow. There's only 2 tabs. We have 1 tab that is for all of our flatbed lanes. Based off of what you put in scope is what you're going to see for point-to-point. If you put that you had 5 trucks in Alabama, you are only going to see Alabama origin freight. If you were planning on wanting to see Mississippi, Tennessee, and Georgia, then we will need to update your scope so you can see more lanes coming out of Georgia, coming out of Tennessee, coming out of Mississippi. So that's why I was saying it's important that we get the scope right. If you want to see certain lanes, you can filter by the state. You can filter by the city. You can see where loads are going. And you see basically what the origin is, who the city is, the state, the origin zip code, the truck type, which is flatbed on this tab. They're all flatbed. And then you see forecast. There's a lot of question on forecast. Is forecast short ton? Is forecast loads? You're going to be able to see what the forecast is based off of what the rate model is. So for flatbed, we have $1 per load and $1 per mile. If you see $1 per load, that means the forecast, this is the annual load volume for that year. If you see $1 per mile, which is going to be U.S. Pipe Bessemer, this is going to be the total miles. Let's talk about U.S. Pipe and the zones. Okay, U.S. Pipe has requested that we put in the $1 per mile by zone. The destination here in column M shows you what that zone is. So you have Arizona. This is saying from Bessemer, Alabama to Arizona, the average miles is around 1691. What is your $1 per mile? So the distance could be 1690, it could be 1705. We're going to pay the same dollar per mile for that zone going into Arizona. We have zones like for Florida Central, Florida North, Florida South, based off of the zip code that that lane is going to. We have a different dollar per mile for Florida. So Florida Central, what is your dollar per mile? Florida North, dollar per mile. Some zones have the actual city listed. Illinois, for example, we have Illinois. It's the entire state of Illinois outside of Chicago. Or you have the Chicago, Illinois area. Again, it's based off the zip code that it's delivering to. This is your total miles, and here's where you put your rate per mile. Now we have dollars per load. You can only put in your dollar per load here in this lane. Since it's dollar per load, we know that the forecast here is the loads per year. A lot of the destinations here are zip codes. And that is based off of zip codes that we have delivered to in the past on an annual basis. Okay, and I know there's some questions here. Want to know why there's decimal points or 0.04. It came from the TMS system. So if you see 0.04, count that as one load for the year. Now we look at all other trucks. Same thing as flatbed. You can filter by the operating company, filter by the origin, filter by the destination, city, state, etc. We still need to look at the type of the rate model type. Here is I'll have to fix this so that there shouldn't be a blank here. So I'll have to go, and that's probably an update that I was dealing with earlier today that I need to fix. But if it says dollar for short ton, that means the forecast is in short tons. These are dumps. If we have dollar per load, it's going to be load forecast. If it is dollar per yard, then you want to put the actual dollar per yard here into the rate column. What I want to go over in point to point that is huge is the bundles. How do bundles work? Let's just say that I have trucks located in Florida. I could go in and put dollar per short ton. So I can put in random rates here based off of, or I put in my rates for these lanes. I may want to include some of these lanes in as a bundle. I will select yes on the lanes I want 100%. Whatever lanes I put that I want in a bundle, I will put in what percentage I'm willing to discount. This is saying if I, the hauler, get these 4 lanes at 100%, I will provide a 7% discount. If I want to provide different bundles for bundle 2 for 5%, I just need to include yes on these bundles. And they can also include the same lanes that you had in bundle 1. You are essentially asking for lanes that you get the total amount of volume. You have to get all those lanes. You'll receive. You will offer a 5% discount on the rate that you put in. That is how bundles work. But please use bundles to your benefit. It'll be very advantageous for you. Once you have submitted, or once you have put in all the rates that you want to put in, all you have to do is save the file, and then you upload. When you upload, give it about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you will see feedback listed based off of the lanes that you bid on. That feedback is going to be comparing you to the best realistic rate that has been submitted into the RFQ. When I say realistic rate, there could be some rates that are that undercut the market, and we will reach out to those haulers regarding those to make sure they're realistic rates. So I try to look at the most realistic rates provided into the RFQ. If you see that you can make adjustments on certain lanes, you can re-download the template, enter your rates. Your rates will auto-populate based off of what you already submitted. You can re-enter or adjust your rates, re-upload, wait 15 minutes, download, and then you can see the feedback again. You can resubmit as many times as you want in this 3-week period. So I'm hoping that this video has been helpful. I hope that you're able to watch this video and go through and fill out the bids. You obviously can keep reaching out to me. I apologize if I've been missing a lot of phone calls. I've been on the phone a lot, but I am here to help, and Cora is here to help as well. So please watch this video, rewatch it, and reach out to me if you have any questions. We will continue this bid process through November 8th. I believe it's November 8th, November 7th, November 8th. But do not wait till the last minute to do these bids. And thank you for watching, and good luck.